Here we are in the game. You can see there's my fox. Um, I have audio disabled because it messes with my microphone. But as you can see, if I hit the dash button, we will go a little bit faster. I don't have it set very fast right now, but if we collide with an enemy, it's game over. Hit try again. You can start up again. We'll just go right into the script. This is my player script. We have a lot of variables up here. A lot of this is my collect sound effect for my gems, and this is all game over oriented, um, etc., etc. But in our fixed update, we will first check if my player's dead. Otherwise, we won't do any of this code. Right here, we are just getting our movement, and we're going to call the jump method, and we're going to check to see how fast we're going, so we can know whether or not to play the running animation, and then we're also here implementing the flip method. And then right here, this is checking if I'm using the dash key, and if we are, we will multiply our speed by 1.5. Otherwise, we will just move at standard typical rate. And here in our jump method, first we're going to see if we're pressing the space key, and we're also going to check if we're not already jumping, because we don't want to be able to jump in the air multiple times forever. We only want to jump when we're touching the ground. So if both of those are true, we will set as jumping to true, and then we will add a jump force, and then we will set a trigger for the jump animation, so we know to play the jump animation. And then in this collision method, we are checking if we collide with an enemy. And this is all death related. We will play the jump animation. We'll use that bool to play the jump animation. We will zero out our velocity on our character, and then we will add a jump force to him. It kind of makes it seem like, oh, the fox is hurt, he's dead, it's game over. We will set is dead to true. Um, we will disable our box collider, we'll fall through the ground, we'll fall into an infinite abyss. Then we will set the game over sound, set it active, set the game over image to true, set the audio manager to false. Game over text will appear, and the restart button will appear as well. And then also here in our other if statement, we're just checking to see if we collide with a ground tag, so then we can set is jumping to false, so we know we can jump again. And then in the split method, we're just basically checking if we're moving faster than 0 and we're not facing right, or if we're moving slower than 0, or if we're moving at a negative speed, which is basically moving left. We will switch this facing right bool, and then we will transform our scale, multiply it by -1, so it'll essentially flip itself if either of these are true. So it'll just switch the artwork around according to which way you're facing. And then this is handling my coins. This collect sound effect is initially set to false, and we're going to check if it's set to true, and if it is, we will set it to false again. And then we will also check if we collide with an object with the tag of coin. If we do, we will destroy it, which is these are our gems in this case. We will set the collect sound effect active. We will set it to true, and then, like I said, if this collect sound effect is true, we will reset it to false. So this helps so when we collide with a gem again, that if we don't have this initially, if we collide with a gem, the next gem we collide with, it won't play the sound effect. So we have to essentially reset it. And this camera controller, this is just calculating our offset, the distance between the camera and the player. And then in our late update, we're just going to set the camera's position where the player is plus the offset. So it'll just stay that same distance from the player and just follow the player accordingly. In our possum script, this is one of my enemy scripts. This is going to be setting our speed. We're going to move right times a certain amount over time. And then these raycasts, these are used from those invisible objects. Let's see. We got that ground detection, those invisible objects in there. We shoot a raycast off those, and in this case, for the ground info, we're going to see if we're going to get to the edge of a platform, and we're just shooting a raycast downward. And then for the wall, we're going to shoot a raycast in front of the possum, so it can help us detect whether or not we are going to collide with a wall or not. So if we get to the edge of a platform, if ground_info.collider is false, or if wall_info.collider is true, so if we run into a wall or if we get to the edge of a platform, and also if the tag we're detecting is not equal to player, we will then check if moving right is equal to true, and then we will essentially turn our character around on its x-axis. We'll set moving right to false. Otherwise, if this all the same thing happens from the left side, we will turn our character around facing right now, and we will set moving right to true. And our frog script essentially works the same, except we are not checking for ground. So we actually we're not using this. We just want to detect walls, because if the frog jumps in the air, he's going to be stuck turning around forever, because he jumps off the ground plenty. Like every time he touches the ground, he jumps off the ground. So this just won't work. It just won't work with the frog. And then we have also another method for the frog, and this is just adding a jump force. And I broke my animation, so this is actually not doing anything. But yeah. And then here in our restart button script, this is really simple. Um, anytime when you press the restart button, we're just going to load the scene. That's it. And I think that's it for my scripts. Um, I don't think I have anything else to show you for this. So thank you for your time.